Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Maneaters series. The series where we go and I go and I watch every single one of the Maneaters movies, and we review them with different guests. And this time, returning once again this season is Madeline Deering. How you doing, Madeline?
Great. How are you?
Good. We had you earlier. I think what did we do? Did we do
Shark Swarm?
No, we did Shark Swarm last season, but we did Black Swarm. Which one did we do? We did something else.
I can't even remember that.
Oh yeah, now you're like, now I don't
Shark
know.
Swarm was like the 2.5 hour one. That was the comfort movie.
I thought it was like 3 hours.
It was like 3 hours, but it reminded me of those like made for TV mini series I used to watch with my parents when I was like 13.
I think it was Croc. Croc was the one.
Oh, we did do Croc. Yeah, Croc was a lot of fun.
So we did Croc earlier this year.
Yeah,
and
I forgot.
Well, it's been a while because we started that. I don't remember.
It's been a while.
But we started that, I think, even before the new year or something.
Yeah. Time flies.
I know. Well,
we're in July now.
I know.
Or whatever this episode airs.
Well, this episode airs in August. Because
so that's not too far off. Yeah,
right. I'm actually doing that now. It's just recording them like a month in advance, instead of recording them like months and months in advance on this one, because I figured why not. But also I'm really excited. This one I had never seen, so I bought it. I have my copy of it on
I have
DVD.
a copy.
It has no special features, so that's kind of sad.
A bummer.
Right? I mean, I don't know. I would have loved to hear some commentary or see some kind of scenes of how they came up with this movie, but it's okay. It is what it is. But I chose it because, once again, it's another shark movie. And I'm gonna have you for all the shark movies because you're pretty much the go-to shark person.
Thank you.
You love your sharks.
I do.
You're even making a movie that's a shark movie, Bathtub Shark Attack. So everybody look out for that. And we'll talk more about that at the end of the show. But so when did you first see this movie?
So you had told me about it, and I think you even sent me the link to buy it on eBay, because this really isn't an easy movie to find. It's not streaming anywhere. I don't remember seeing it for sale. So when I watch it, it looks so familiar. I swear I've seen this probably. What year was this made? 2009.
I want to say. Yeah.
I think I had seen this before somewhere. What?
Sorry about that. There was a fly in my room, and
it's all good.
I had to open up the door so it will fly out, hopefully,
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'll be stuck in here, and I just it's annoying. That could be a Maneaters, the fly.
Fly.
A killer fly.
But this just seemed really familiar. I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not sure I have. It might just remind me of another movie. But so I got it on DVD and I watched it when you reminded me we were doing this. So
so you bought it from the eBay link, or?
Yeah, the eBay link you gave me.
Oh,
it wasn't too expensive. Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. I
don't think it's streaming anywhere.
I remember, but I was able to send you, because I think it's on YouTube, and I was able to copy it from YouTube. So I could have done that, but I'm glad you have a copy of it, because...
Oh, no. I want to own every shitty shark movie, or good shark movie for that matter.
You want to own every shark movie.
Yes. Yes.
I remember I found this at Second and Charles. It's I don't know. It's a secondhand store.
Yeah.
You have them?
Not really in Pittsburgh. wherever my friend lives in Maryland, they had one there, and I remember going to one with her.
You know us. We can't turn down looking at movies somewhere.
No, of course.
So we'll have to do. And they have a really good horror section there.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a while, but like they're surprisingly good prices. Like I could buy like this movie. I think was only like $4 or $5 or something. There, which is a pretty damn good deal.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes they'll be like $2 for a movie, and they're not even scratched or they play like they're good, So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what makes them like choose lower for certain movies and higher? I guess it depends on like how common they are or how you know what I mean. Like I guarantee you
Exactly.
something out of print they're not going to put for $2, but something out of print they might put up for like $15, or whatever. So it's a really good place to go and get good deals. And so I picked this up and mainly because I was planning to do it for Maneaters, and I was on the hunt for all the Maneaters movies. And I told my buddy Eric Spudic, I don't know if you know him, but he did like the first or second episode of the first season. He will not come back just because he's busy, I guess. I don't know. I keep asking him, hey, do you want to come back? He's like, no podcast for now, and stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, damn it, for actually being busy and having a life, I don't know what that says about me, but
Well, podcasting is a huge part of your life, which is a bad thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as you enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly, yeah.
Because this is something I could definitely, if I stopped enjoying, I would give up in a second,
Yeah.
So let's talk about this movie. So it stars Peter Wilson. And I think I thought that was really funny when I saw a shark movie that has a person named PETA in it, because I think of PETA, the animal, group or whatever that's always protecting, the animals, the wildlife and everything. Actually, there's more than one PETA because the production designer was called Peter Lawson. So I'm wondering,
that's crazy.
Like, I haven't heard that name used at all, like period. And then I see it twice on the same, in the thing, and I'm like, okay, that's I guess it's an Australian name maybe, or or Canadian name, because this movie was filmed in Australia, however is Canadian, but it's supposed to be Malibu.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Right?
I saw you posted that because I didn't realize that. I never would have known. I mean, you don't really see any of Malibu in here. It's just like on a beach.
It's just a beach.
You would never know.
But it would have been nice because I guarantee you the producers are from America and probably from California. Why wouldn't you just get some like exterior shots of like palm trees?
Exactly, yeah.
And some of like Malibu, and then just cut to the beach, cut to like a random beach, because because the beaches don't as far as I remember, because I've been to Malibu, they don't really look like they don't have like palm trees all around, and you would not think just California, so it could have been any beach. That was fine, except it was Malibu and everybody had accents, and so Canadian accents, no less. And so I was like, what in the world is going on? And I saw like all the actors are Canadian actors. So, or most of them, not all of them, but, so I figured, oh, okay, great. It's a Canadian, it was a movie filmed in Australia, and using Canadian actors, which makes me wonder why they would fly Canadians out to Australia. Why not just use Australian actors,
And also, there's beaches everywhere. And if you're just filming on a beach, why?
Or why not just call it Australian Shark Attack? Why does it have to be Malibu? So I don't understand why they didn't do anything with Malibu to make it set apart from being Malibu, or apart from
Yeah,
anything else. So um we were just talking earlier about Bait, and that was an
yeah,
Australian
I love
film.
bait.
Very, very similar where with the tsunami overtaking this case the tsunami awakens a bunch of goblin sharks who are almost extinct or whatever, they're
Supposed to
um
be extinct.
yeah, but apparently they're it's a real shark.
Yeah, I've read about them before, and they're underutilized in a lot of like killer shark movies. So it's really cool to see them
Yeah,
because I
because
don't
great whites are
remember. I think that's what made me think I've seen this before. I feel like I've seen another movie with them, but I couldn't figure out what it was. So this was the only one that came up.
another goblin shark movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Goblin Shark Massacre.
I
I mean,
Let's make it happen.
I at this rate, like that's just, I mean, it's been so, all shark movies have been so overdone, they might as well just keep recycling,
Yeah,
you know.
but Goblin Sharks have such a unique look, which is really what kind of sets this movie apart from some of the other shark
Right. Somebody
movies.
was even saying like that in the comments when I wrote it, was that, well, at least they, kudos to them for getting using another shark that's not the great white shark.
Yeah, exactly. Or Megalodon if you're talking extinct.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
most like extinct shark movies use Megalodon.
I think they went Goblin Shark because sort of the Goblin Sharks reminded me a little bit of like Velociraptors kind of thing, where they're just kind
Yeah.
of like annoying, like if there was a big megalodon, they'd be the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the Goblin Sharks would just be the annoying little yapping at them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed the Goblin Sharks. I thought
Yeah,
the
they were
CGI
super
looked good.
cool.
Yeah, which doesn't usually, and I've been doing a lot of Maneaters. Some of the Maneaters CGI is terrible.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. But this one was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but it definitely wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean you could tell it was CGI, but
Exactly, but it wasn't like, oh wow, I feel like I'm watching my Windows 95 computer. It was good for what it was. I mean,
yeah, it looked, I bet nowadays you could make it even look even better. I mean,
oh, probably, but for 2009, yeah, this movie looked good. As good as any movie.
well, they must have had a pretty good budget. I mean, they
It seemed
filmed
like it.
in Australia. They had pretty good cast. I mean, like I said, they had Peter Wilson. She was the main girl. Who at first I didn't think of her as the main girl.
No, you didn't think so, and that's kind of what made it cool because you would have thought she would have been someone who would die early off because she like seemed kind of like that annoying blonde dumb girl, but she turns out to be a huge part of the story, which I thought was super cool.
Are you talking about the chick from are you talking about because Peter Wilson was the one who ran the thing, like she was the one in charge of everything, I think. Like I thought she was like the head of the lifeguards or whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't even know.
I think you're talking about the girl that's behind me.
Yeah, I thought that's who you were talking about because you liked
No,
her. Oh god,
no.
I'm so
That's
sorry. I don't know who's who.
okay. No, that's Shalon Simmons, and I love her
That's who
to
you
death.
said was your favorite girl.
Yeah, and reason being is two reasons. One, I obviously, well, Final Destination is just like 3 is just almost one of my favorite
Okay.
films. So I love it. But she was in that. But I met her at a horror convention,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I watched the show. I would watch the show before I met her, called the LA Complex, and it was about a complex in Los Angeles, and her character was so fucking great in it, and so I couldn't wait to meet her, and she was the sweetest. She was the you've seen the mini series for It, right? The first one, not the
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
movie
I grew
version
up
or
with
whatever.
that.
Yeah, she was a little girl on the bicycle in the beginning.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so she's got a place in horror, you know, and so she does a lot of these horror films and everything. Usually playing like the dumb blonde kind of character or
Yeah,
whatever.
which she
And
does well.
she does well, but I would love to see her like kick ass more, like be the lead who like be the Buffy, I think she could do that and everything. So I adore her. It was really nice meeting her. She's just really sweet. And we chatted and I got so jealous because I asked her about our first time doing like, was this your first time being a guest at a horror convention? And she said, she was also had gone to another convention, wasn't a horror convention, but she had gone to another convention and she was sharing a table with Jewel State, who was her good friend. And Jewel State was in Firefly and LA Complex and some other stuff. So I was so jealous because I'm like, that's awesome. Like I would love to hang out with you guys, like that was the kind of like feeling I had. And so anyway, I when I saw that she was in this, I got really excited because I was like, all right, but I expected her to die. Like,
yeah, that's why I thought that's who you were talking about. So
yeah, I
apologies for.
No, it's okay.
I didn't really know any of these actors, to be honest with you.
I didn't really know anybody else but her. Like,
okay,
everybody else were just people who. But I think Peter Wilson, if I'm correct, she was the chick who was the. I think she was blonde, but she was like the head lifeguard.
Yeah, yeah.
Survived.
She was the one who was engaged, right?
Right. No.
See,
the one who was engaged was the brunette, and she died. And the guy, her husband, or
I couldn't
fiance,
remember. I'm sorry. I had to watch this like fairly quick because
it's okay. It's
and
okay.
a lot of these people are just like some are memorable, like the guy who, is right behind you, who I guess fell in love with the girl, and you wouldn't expect it, which was cool. And I don't know. I think that's why it was confusing because yesterday I was like, I gotta watch this. I'm terrible, but yeah, I watched like an hour, and then today I was like, oh yeah, her fiance died because her fiance was like a huge douche.
Yeah, he was
he
sort
seemed
of
sort of a douche.
He was sort of a douche. I didn't really like. I was just like,
he was just like, oh yeah, because like she was so excited when he proposed.
No,
and then it was just
what's it at first. Like that was the best part about the movie. It was like when he first comes up, he shows her the ring, and he's like, I found this
proposal.
And he found this, or I found this, and she's like, you found this? Oh wow, it looks really cute. It's like you should try it on, and I'm like, is she really that dumb that like?
I know. I don't think she is, but
well, she was just like, oh, okay, let me put this on. Oh, wow. And then he was like, will you marry me? And then she was almost like, right now, and I'm like, yeah, on the beach. What? Like, he even says something like that. Yeah, I've got your parents and, in the car over there. We're just going to no, not now. I was like, you are seriously like, this is the weirdest, most awkward
it was
proposal ever. It felt weird.
I definitely got characters confused, so I don't know.
It's okay. She was a brunette, and I think it's that
the one who's there. Is that the one to your left?
I think so. If I'm correct. So,
they were like ready. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, I don't know why I got people confused.
Yeah.
In that short period of time. I mean, I finished it today, so
well, it really annoyed me because like she was the chick that like you always have that one person who knows all the information about the thing, and you have to use them all the way up to like the end of the movie because then they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember hearing Goblin Sharks like chocolate. So if you give them chocolate, they'll eat the chocolate and die. Or we can, right? You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like that. So you need that person, but then they killed that person off. Like she like fell through the
Exactly.
cracks. So like, I'm like, why did
I think that's
that was stupid. I don't know. That's that, and to me that was a little poor writing because me, like the whole idea of using that girl. Now maybe it was a shock value because you weren't expecting her to die, and oh my
Yeah.
god, she did die, and what is he gonna do? Now and all that shit. But I really didn't care. Like literally, most of the
No,
people, if they died,
unfortunately.
once again, I was happy that Shalon Simmons lived, but that was only because I liked her and that she was cute. And then, they have that little thing at the end with her wanting to be a lifeguard now. And I'm like, what? Like, wouldn't that like make you want to get away from the water?
I would.
There's goblin.
I'd be like, let me move somewhere there's no beaches or whatever.
Right. Like, I thought that would be the ending, would be them being like, you know what, I quit.
But I guess after everything that happened, she wanted to save people after everything she's been through. But
yeah,
I get it.
I guess. But then it's then again, like, why would she want to go through all of that again?
Yeah,
Like she was screaming
'Cause
more than
one
anyone
of the-
else.
Oh my god, her screaming was, no offense, kind of annoying. I was like, all right, let's just get on with it.
Calm down a little bit. Like she was a little intense, and she was crying because of the she got like hurt with her leg, and they're trying
to don't you fix my leg. No, I don't want no scars. I'd rather fucking die.
But yet, yeah, she'd rather die. But then they eventually, I guess, talked her into it, and saving her life. Which I'm glad, but damn that fly. It does not like me talking about this movie. Apparently, the fly was sent from the Maneaters series.
I guess so. For that, whatever fly movie with Jeff Goldblum, that was not a Man-Eater movie, by the way.
Called The Fly.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah. I mean, this isn't a classic, but didn't you, when you posted to me, you said this hit your sweet spot. Tell me about that.
This felt like one of those Sci-Fi Channel movies I would just watch randomly, and
it probably was.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's where I saw it. I don't know. I just feel like I had seen it before, but it's that made for TV movie you have fun with.
It's not taking itself seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not. I mean, yeah, this movie is not taking itself seriously. I think that's why, because I told you earlier that there's that other movie, Bait, very similar with Tsunami, and instead they're in a grocery store because they could afford it, and this one couldn't afford to do something like that.
So they were like a lifeguard station, whatever.
Right. And they were stuck in the lifeguard station or whatever in the thing on top of everything. But the only problem I had with the Bait was it took itself way too seriously, as opposed to this, which you could tell they were having fun. They were having fun. They were like, we know we're low budget. We know we're gonna be made for sci-fi. We know we're gonna give you goofy characters who do goofy shit, say stupid stuff, awkward scenes, whatever. We just don't give a fuck. We're just gonna have fun. Yeah. And that,
like movies like Sabretooth, like that. Oh, Frankenfish. Sabretooth isn't great, but I don't know.
Sabretooth was kind of fun. I don't know. Need a rewatch.
But Frankenfish, that's what it reminded me of.
Or the Asylum, where they take themselves seriously enough, but they're not, like you see like the mega shark movies or whatever, Mega Python, Mega.
Yeah,
they have a new movie, Mega Boa,
Wait, what? They have a new
Yeah,
movie?
they have a new one coming out.
I
I don't
didn't
know
even
if it's
hear
out or
about this
not.
one.
Yeah, it's called Megaboa. They've
Gotta
a
keep
few. I'm
up.
wondering if they'll have a shark movie out. I wouldn't be surprised. They generally do by August, you know.
Mhm.
But they did like Megalodon 2, Megalodon Rising or whatever.
I wish that was better than it was, but we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's another. We do another show, everybody, called Shark Attack Sundays, and Madeline has still yet to give us her two shark movies. So
Yeah, I
we'll see.
know.
They have to be on like Tubi, but I'm sure you'll find something to to showcase us. But to me, shark movies are fun, but a lot are stupid, and a lot are stupid on purpose. You know, so a lot are like they know they're stupid. You know, and they enjoy that. This movie felt like that. Like they knew that they were stupid. Like they knew the tsunami would probably not wake up, or whatever, like bring out goblin sharks who can't see. They were blind sharks. I wish they did more with that, where they
Yeah,
into
which
shit.
reminded me of 47 meters down uncaged.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they were so far down that
Yeah,
the
and they
sharks
were
were,
blind. It did remind me a bit of that. And I like 47 meters down
which they might
uncaged,
have
so,
stole
but
from this movie.
they probably did.
I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of these shark movies are written by people who've seen, like, who've done research in other shark movies to make sure, whatever. And so they might take things from certain stuff. But yeah, I mean,
But yeah, that reminded me of that a bit.
I love that though. Like I wanted to see more blind sharks bumping into shit. Like, wouldn't it be funny if they bumped into each other, or they're just like, like, how do they find the people? Like, just was it, like
they use their hearing, I guess.
maybe their noses? I don't know. Maybe they got better smell, can sniff out. I mean, I don't know. Something, but they couldn't see much. And so they brought that up. Like, they look like they're blind. They probably are, right? I'm like, great exposition there. Thanks. I mean, it wasn't done badly, but it's just like, okay. I actually give this a good rating on Letterboxd. Because as sort of bad as it is, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Oh, it's very fun.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised how fun this movie was.
I know. See, yeah, you're right. It does give that, like, sci-fi, film kind of thing where you'd be back in the day, at least. I don't know how you are now, but I don't really watch sci-fi anymore because I feel like a lot of it's just wrestling.
I don't have cable, so I can't even watch sci-fi. But back when I was younger, yeah,
me too.
I would have watched this show.
I remember I was in a really shitty mood because of work. Like, I was tired and angry, and like, I don't know if it was my day off or I just got off or something or whatever. But I was like, I really badly want to just watch a sci-fi movie, right now. So I turned on sci-fi, and it was Beast of Bray Road, which was Lee Scott and it's Asylum. And I actually have, I think, either I've met him in person or just know him online. Yeah, just know him online. But Matt Kaczynski, who's in it. And so I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I didn't know Matt was in this, in this movie, and he was in Frankenstein Reborn as well. But I watched it going, oh my God, this is a lot of like fun, and it made me have a good day. So Sci-Fi Channel, sometimes if you're like me and you, and maybe some other people that might be like us, just turn on Sci-Fi if you're having a shitty day, because maybe there'll be some movie that'll be so bad it'll be fun, or even good.
Exactly.
Like, Beast of Bray Road was actually good. That's
Yeah,
what to me.
I remember buying that from Hollywood Video or something.
Blockbuster.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And was surprised by how much fun that movie was. And it's been a while since I watched it, but I remember really enjoying it. But it's been a while.
Yeah, it's a great movie. We reviewed it for 31 Days of Indie Horror. I want to say the first season, but it could have been the second season.
Mhm.
One of those seasons. But me and Jackie did. Jackie's actually worked with Lee Scott, so it was fun to. I loved showing her some of his older work and kind of showing how different he became, as a filmmaker. Working for the asylum, and then, but he works with a lot of the same people, and he's still got the same sort of thing. Lee Scott. Has he ever done a shark movie? I don't know if he has.
Not sure.
Oh, Piranha Sharks. He did Piranha Sharks.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to do eventually. I think it's on Tubi. So eventually I want to do for Shark Attack Sunday or something, is so cheesy, but fun, just the idea of sharks and piranhas together, but yeah. So anyway, you go back to Malibu Shark Attack, which, once again, it just should be called, well, it can't be called Shark Attack. That's already a movie title. Australian Shark Attack. I mean, look at that sky right there. That does not look like a Malibu sky. Are you there?
Yeah. Am I
Okay.
still here?
Yeah. Okay. It looked like you froze for a second, but you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I guess you hadn't. But
My
look at that sky right there. It's so gray. And Malibu, the skies are pretty much not like that. There's, but I guess it's set up for the tsunami that's gonna occur, or whatever. I don't know. It's filmed in Australia, so it looks like Australian beach, not the Malibu beach. And there's a lot more sharks in Australia than there are. Like, you hear more about shark attacks there than you do in LA.
Yeah, you really do.
But that's, once again, if you're gonna call it Malibu Shark Attack, film it in California, in LA. Like, wouldn't that have been awesome if like the flood had taken over, but it might have got into like Sharknado territory.
Yeah.
But it would have been hilarious because like the flood takes over, and then you got goblin sharks coming in eating Malibu residents. I don't know.
Then it went into like really ridiculous territory, which is okay with me, but
it would have been different than this movie. This movie really, you could tell they had, they didn't have a huge budget.
No.
They didn't have. I think a lot of what they did was went into the CGI sharks and a few of the locations that they have, but they really didn't have that many locations. By the way, if you get into a car that's like in the water, does that work? Like, I thought the water, because I've seen it twice now with bait too, is when the car's underwater, the water doesn't get inside the car. So they just get inside the car and watch the sharks go over the, over the, you know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if you get inside a car,
I wouldn't think that would work, but
I would think that
it's a movie.
Well, it started making me wonder because, like, I have this fear, and it's a stupid, irrational fear that doesn't affect me in a way or whatever. But whenever I'm driving down this bridge, that I go in my town, it's over water, right? And I'm always like, what if something happens, like my car sleds off or I fall into the water, how would I survive, And I'm like, now I'm going, wow, is it just like, am I going to be okay in that water? Like in that car, like, am I, like, I don't want to test it and find out, but I'm just like, Is my car not the inside of my car not going to get any water in it? Because that's what every single of these movies show is like the car's underwater and they don't end up the water doesn't end up getting inside the car. Now it makes sense when you shoot it because then you can just shoot like you could just have fake water all around or whatever. But I'm like, I don't think that would happen. I think it would get inside the water or inside the car and then it would sink more or whatever, or so, but I don't know. In Bait, they just like poked a hole in the thing and was able to get out.
Yeah.
Or it was just enough high enough in that one where they opened up the sunroof. And I'm like, really?
I love it.
Yeah. I'm just like, so
But
higher than that's just funny to me. But anyway, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's like that doesn't even really matter.
In the scheme of things.
It might, but it depends who's watching this movie. And again, that's probably why it's a comfort movie. When I was a 12-year-old, whatever. Doesn't really matter that I doesn't matter when
that stuff didn't happen. Like when the water didn't get inside the car.
Water flooding someone's car and flooding over and whatever.
Well, I think since I've started reviewing movies more, it's sort of like these little things that start going, okay, come on, will that really happen or whatever? And I guess when you watch a movie about goblin sharks that start from a tsunami, you just gotta go with it. Like whatever they do next, you just gotta suspend your disbelief because after a while, I mean, it's like they're using chainsaws the whole time. Like
that's what was cool.
It was cool, but I was like, and I wondered about this. I asked somebody about this, and they told me that if you use a chainsaw and you go in water, it'll still work. And I was like, really? Yeah, I did not know that. So I was like, okay, well, at least this movie got that right, because I was like all worried. I thought if the water got on it would just stop, or something, but I guess not. And so it was underwater, like, hitting these sharks, and it probably would have happened. You have to wonder if the filmmakers ever like think, oh, let's check into this and make sure, let's Google this and make sure that this could actually happen.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can do that. I don't know, 2009, if they really use Google as much as we do now. Now you Google everything, man. Somebody tells you something, you Google it just to make sure they're right, and then you prove them wrong. Speaking of which, maybe I could Google that. I have to know this. If your car is underwater, nope. Your car is underwater. Will the how would you say that? Will the water be inside the car? I gotta know. I gotta know. Sorry. Late model vehicles have sealed fuel systems, so there's a slim chance that water infiltrates these systems.
That's amazing.
That's a new thing, though. I don't know if that's 2009. But that, dude, if that's true nowadays, then you might be safe. If you have a newer car. But if you have a 2007 shitty van like I do, I might be screwed.
Yeah, but if I have a new one.
Yeah, well, thanks. I have to go buy a new one now just to make sure.
Buy a new car
and get submerged in water, or something. That would be just my luck too. is like I'm about to buy a new one.
Definitely.
I'm about to buy a new one, and then my van is the one that gets submerged right before I get the new
Mhm.
one. You know,
And then the tsunami happened, and like, oh well, whatever.
the Goblin Sharks come out to play, and I'm just like, I just start teasing them because they're blind. You know, you can't find
And
me, you can't catch me. You know,
oops.
why don't you just throw something somewhere else? And they go, what? Wait, what? Where's that? You know, like start distracting them some other how. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. I think I gave it 4 stars on my rating system. What would you give it? Out of
4
5.
out
Out
of
of 5.
5.
Yeah. You yeah.
4.
4.
I would give it a 4 too.
I said, even though this movie is filmed in Australia with Canadian actors and it's called Malibu Shark Attack, I enjoyed this flick. Also, it stars the ugliest looking sharks. I mean, come on, there are ugliest looking
Yeah,
sharks.
for sure.
And the most beautiful woman alive, Shalon Simmons. Can't get much better than this. So there you go. That was my review. It was pretty much kind of similar to the review to this movie, you know. So yeah, I really I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Like you said, like this would be
Legitimately a fun movie.
it would be a movie I
Anyone can watch and just be like, oh, all right, cool.
right. As if you're in love with shark movies, if you hate shark movies, I mean it's just a good hour and a half long movie. I mean, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's an hour and a half.
Sure.
It definitely has no, it doesn't really have any slow points. And I love this tagline says this tsunami was just the beginning of the terror.
Ooh.
It sounds a lot more intriguing than it actually was. There's a lot.
Yeah, but it's still.
Yeah, well, I
It's
mean, it
great.
has to have that. It has to have that intriguing log line, tagline.
I didn't know that was the tagline.
Yeah, that's what it says right here, right under there. So,
Oh, I don't remember.
yeah, it says lifeguard off duty. At that time, I guess they were. If they weren't proposing to each other on the beach, or I like, was that guy? Did that guy work there? The guy
I
that
don't even know.
like he was there as that, and then all of a sudden he's there with them, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then he's like screaming that his fiance was killed, and he was wanting to go after her, and they're like, no, don't do that because you're gonna die too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if he really loved her, he would have died with her. Actually, I think he did die. I think at the end.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't remember. Too many people lived in this movie, by the way. Like,
that's true.
So, Madeline, tell us a little bit about Bathtub Shark.
Bathtub Shark Attack.
Yes.
Hopefully, will be a great movie. Someone like me, who when you watch a movie and you're like 13 and you're just like, whatever, I want to watch a shitty shark movie. Like, oh yeah, whatever. And you watch a shitty shark movie. This is it. Yeah.
This will be on Tubi.
It'll be on. I got I opened there.
13-year-old going around saying, you know what, I want to fucking watch a shitty shark movie. And they watch it and they're like, this is a better shark movie than, a bunch of other movies are out there. There's a few. I'm not going to name drop a few, but there's a few that I bet Bathtub Shark Attack is going to beat the shit out of, as far as like just as good, just good, better, So once again, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show this episode.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we, like I said before, expect Shark Attack Sunday to be awesome. We've got 2 episodes with Madeline. She's picking them. We don't even know what they are yet. I'm excited. But they'll be in August, so actually one will be in July, I think. Yeah, late July, and then one will be August.
Yes, they
Late
will.
August. So,
Whenever the hell we feel like it.
yeah, whenever we feel like putting them out there. So thank you so much. This has been awesome, and we really appreciate. So everybody, join us next month for a brand new Maneaters. Not sure which one it will be. I've got a few. So check it out for September. God, it's weird. It's about to be August, then September, then Halloween.
I don't get it.
Yeah, time is just flying.
Flies.
Yeah, when you're having fun talking about sharks, shitty shark movies. So thank you once again, and thank you everybody for checking this out. Join us next month for a brand new episode. Bye.